Good morning everybody, and welcome to my vlog. Today's video is going to be another midweek review, and it's going to be on the Freewell 5-in-1 multi-tripod. And so what we'll be doing today, we'll be basically doing a quick unbox of the tripod, checking out all its contents, and we'll basically be setting up the 5 different modes for the tripod. And then what we'll do is probably finish off by going to my local beach, and we'll just be putting the tripod into general duties basically and see how it copes with it basically. A quick disclosure, Freewell is not sponsoring this video, it's just basically been sent to me, and it's my honest review. Before we carry on to the unboxing, I'm going to go through some specifications of the tripod. So basically I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see what's going on. Okay, so the tripod weight is 1.65 kilograms, which is 3.64 pounds. The tripod has a payload of 20 kilograms, which is 44 pounds. The ball head weight is 0.38 kilograms, which is 0.84 pounds. The ball head payload is basically 10 kilograms, and that would be 22.04 pounds. The tripod itself, the material is carbon fiber legs, plus an aluminium alloy ball head. Now, the other thing with the tripod is that basically on its lowest setting, the tripod can actually go right down to 175 millimeters. On its normal standard setting, it would be 1,325 millimeters high, and then obviously with the extended center column, it would then go to 1,570 millimeters. So there you go. So that's basically the specifications, and I think what we're going to do now, we're basically going to get into the actual box and do the unboxing now quickly. So let's have a look inside of it. Okay. One tripod case, don't need the box anymore, quite nice. Inside the case we have the 3 small legs, we'll be doing them in a minute, we'll unpack them. We got one carrying strap for the case, that will probably go onto there for a shoulder strap, and then one tripod. Check all this stuff out, and we have a little booklet here. Put these over here like so. That's good. Have a little booklet here. That basically shows all the different configurations that you can use. Let's get these out. These little legs. Pull them out quickly. That's one. Gosh, they're even carbon fiber as well. All this stuff, quite like these. Very, very good. So let's stick these over here for now. You can sit like so out of the way. And I think there was a compartment inside the actual carrying case as well. We have a zip compartment there. Inside there's another little booklet, which is probably a little manual on how to set things up. And I think it's table of contents. We have a heavy hook, which is this one, and I imagine that will sit into here. That'll screw onto the side of the tripod there. Really handy for clipping your filter case on there. And the table of contents basically stipulates that we should have, put my glasses on so I can see what's going on. One tripod, one ball head, 3 small legs, one heavy hook, which is on there, I've just put that on there, 2 wrenches, user manual, and a camera smartphone QR plate. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So we have a smart plate. So basically this is a normal Arca Swiss mounted plate, but then on the back of it you can see these 2 lugs come out, and you got your smartphone plate. So pretty cool. Let's just try that out there. I've got my smartphone over there. Let's stick that onto there like so, put that face down. So basically I just need to put that onto there, make sure it's not going to go over any buttons. I think that'll do it just there. Oh, try again, and then push that over onto there like so, that's in, push it in snug. Yeah, pretty neat. So that's going to be the phone facing this way, so tripod will go that way. So I think I'll move it so we can see the actual Arca Swiss part of it, which is the little bit at the bottom. That will go into there like so. Clip that into there, and that's nice and tight, and as you can see it's pretty sturdy. So basically slacken it off, line up where you want to go for, line it up on there like so. Let's have a look at that there. That's pretty cool, like that. Lock that off there. Slacken this bit here on the left hand side off, which gives you a nice panorama effect. Pretty good, eh? There you go. So yeah, so that's the phone thing. So let's take this off. Smartphone, eh? You've got to watch your fingers on this because it's quite strong. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that plate onto my macro camera, which is my Olympus, and then let's just stick that into there. One of the Allen keys, so just line that up there like so, and then tighten it up. That's in, and we're rocking and rolling. So basically, that's your tripod ready to go. Really nice and tactile, nice and soft, very solid. I love the speed of the legs go in and out. Really, really good. Pretty impressive is that. The fact that you can take your little feet off there, and you've got spikes as well, which is quite neat, like that. So let's put that back on for now. Very, very good. So I think, so normal tripod mode, line it up there quickly. Okay, let's bring this round to here, which is how I would have mine set up now. Slacken that off, put my camera onto it. There we go, screw that in, and we're rocking and rolling. So basically that's my my macro camera there for normal heights, which is pretty neat. As I say, if I wanted to do panoramas, I can do nice panoramas with it as well, and pretty good. So the other option on this tripod would be to invert it and actually have the camera switch upside down. So what I'd have to do is take the center column out. So again, not all tripods do this, but this one does. So at the bottom of the center column is a little hook. You unscrew that like so. Okay, slacken off the center column knob, take that out, move that over there for a second, and then inside the hook is an Allen key. So what we can do then is take this bit here off first, but before I do that, we'll do the inversion bit first, which is basically put that upside down in the camera, screw it back up tight so it doesn't drop, put this on just to make sure that it doesn't drop through. So just on the occasion that you may have not tightened this up properly, it won't drop all the way through. So move that up to there. That's good. I'm going to put my camera onto that now. So that would just go into here like so, tighten that up. And that would be me ready to do some macro photography. Let's lift it up a bit higher. So I have to come down to about here. Bring my camera down to there, slacken this bolt off. Let's just get the slight, I'm going to tighten up my panorama mode. There we go, that's it, nice and tight, and tighten up the panorama again. So all I've got to do now is just line it up there. I can bring it down lower than that if I wanted to, so come really, really low to the floor. And again, slacken this off, line it up there where you want to do your macro pictures, tighten it up there like so. Pop out your screen so you can look down and do your pictures that way. So pretty good, that's quite neat, I like that. So lift this up, that's good. Take the camera off, stick that over there for now, and let's flip the camera back up to its normal standard mode. Take this out quickly, flop this back in again here. I wasn't sure about this center column, but I do quite like it now. It's pretty good. Tighten this back in there like so. And then let's put the camera on there, and then let you have a quick peek at it at full height. So I'm going to come up to here, camera onto there like so. That's good, nice and solid. And again, this is the speed of the camera. The speed of the tripod, sorry. Okay, and that is that. So that would then go into here. We've got all the boxes on the floor, but you can probably see it there. That's working pretty good there. So that's the height. I'm 6 foot, and basically it doesn't sit too bad there. Obviously you can then bring it up to a next level, which will bring it up to this height here. So that's maximum height there, which is basically up to my eye. Not too bad at all there. So again, you get some nice shots from that height there. So I'll probably be shooting it around this area here, which is where I normally have it on my tripod there. So I'd line up there, lock it onto there, and then take my pictures. So there you go. So that's it at its full height. What we're going to do now, we're going to take it down to its lowest height. So basically, bring these down quickly. Very good. Bring that down to the normal height. So I'll take my camera off for a moment. Bring it into here. And then what we're going to do, we're going to bring it down to its lowest mode. Now, if I take the center column off again, I can then reduce the height of the tripod. Obviously, center column will stop me doing that, so I need to take the center column out. And out comes the center column. I'll use the hook. On the other side of the hook is a little Allen key, so that's going to go into here. Undo that a little bit, just a touch, and then that will come off. So that's your center column removed, so you have a little small column. This is how I use my big tripod as well. I actually don't have a center column because it's really, really handy if you need to be able to put the tripod down as low as you can. And once again, that would then bring your tripod down to, let's bring this round to here, lock it into there, and that's good. So basically that's your tripod now at a 175mm base, basically that's the lowest one. But there's actually lower than that as well. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take these legs off and we're going to put the small legs on there and we'll lower it again. So let's just take this off for a second. I'm just going to remove these legs. That's 1. 2 and 3. And then obviously we're going to replace them with the small legs to give us a small desktop or macro photography tripod for out on the ground, nice and low, or a desktop for here. These small legs are quite neat as well. Now the small legs will take you from 175mm down to 155mm. So again, it's taking it down even lower. So it's pretty cool there, like that. Nice. Again, these are extendable if you wish. All carbon fibre as well. The feet even come off these, so dare say if you wanted to put spikes on there, you've got the option to put your spikes on there as well. Once again, I bring them down to one level. And that's a nice little tactile tripod. Really like that. Great for desktop stuff. Really, really nice. So there you go. Take that off there for now. And so while we're here, what we're going to do now, we're going to go to the next mode. So we've done mode 1, which was the tripod by itself, mode 2, which was the small tripod, and then what we're going to do now, we're going to flatten these, and we're going to go to mode 3, which is basically a tripod base to a monopod. So what we're going to do is find one of the legs and take this off quickly, tighten it up. There we go. And that then comes off here. Okay, we find a tripod leg, anyone will do. Take the feet off, and then we'd have to take a spike off. So we've got the little Allen key for that there. Just take that off to take the spike off. Okay. There we go. That then will screw onto here. What I'm going to do is lift that up just so we get it nice and tight. Okay, that's nice and tight there, that's nice and tight. And basically the ball head can go back onto the top of there, and then what you have then is a monopod with feet, which is pretty neat. And again, once again, put the camera onto that. Let's move that around to there. Camera onto there, like so. So again, you can shoot your stuff quite nicely with that there. Are we still in there? That's pretty cool. But what's quite nice is you can use your monopod and shoot it like that, and then actually have a brake and levers just stood there. But it's there as an option. It's just something a bit different there. So that is mode number 3. Again, you can lift these higher up if you wanted to give you a bit more height on your monopod if you wished. I suppose you could put them up to there like that. If you want a bit of height on your monopod, you can go there. That will then take you right up to, I would imagine it'll give you a bit of height, that. And it does, it was right up to my eye height there, so that's pretty cool. So it's there as a tripod extender, as well as a nice stable foot to actually put on there as well. So pretty neat. So that would be the monopod with a base, and then obviously number 4 will be the monopod without the base. So what we're going to do is just take this off for now. Sit back down again, take this off here, and then basically we need to put the spike back on again. So again, you could have the monopod with a spike. I'm going to put it back on with a foot. Just make sure it's nice and tight. There you go. Stick the foot back on again. And once again, we've got a nice monopod. Really fast. Really fast. Very impressed. Very impressed. And again, so we've seen the monopod and we've been seeing it extended as well. So quite impressed with that. That's your monopod. Okay, and that would be number 4. So basically what we've got at the end of it, we've got one more transition that we can do. It's a bit like Transformers, isn't it? One more transition, and that is going to be to turn 2 of the legs. So 3 of the legs are here. 2 of them have a soft feel part on the top of it, which is really nice. Great for the winter, because in the winter when you hold on to this type of stuff and it's freezing cold, it's quite cold on the hands, but it's always nice to have something like an insulation to the tripod and a soft feel to the stick, and a soft feel to it as well. So there you go. So basically there's two of these legs that have got these on, so these then become walking sticks. So what you can do with these then, you can take the foot off the bottom, and you've got a spike, and then you can actually screw that onto the top. So you've actually got like a little thing you can put your hand onto like that. Pretty neat. And then once again, you have a nice walking stick. So once again, it's a good height. So you can see there, that's probably to here with me, which is not too bad at all. So I'm quite impressed with that. And that would be a walking stick with a spike on, or your other option would be just basically have without the bit on the top and have a walking stick with the knob on it. So again, that's nice and solid again, so you've got that as an option. So there you go. So that is it. That is the tripod with the 5 different variations that you can do with it. So very impressed with that. I think what we're going to do now, we're going to head down to the beach and we're going to go back to normal tripod mode and then do some photography on the beach with this tripod and see how it goes. But before I go, one little thing here, what I thought was quite a good idea. This is one for Freewell, and this is one you may want to think about. When you take this for your walking stick, when you take it to the spike mode like that, so you would then come off like so. You take this off here and you put back onto the top of there. You put that onto there like so. And that's into there. That's nice with a spike like that. But my thoughts are, I've recently just bought some snowshoes and spikes. And I thought that this would go down quite nicely on these walking sticks. So let you have a quick look at these Freewell, see what you think. Always something to look at anyway. So I'm going to take this spike off, and then I'm going to bring my spike in, which is what I purchased 2 weeks ago. It's on another one of my vlogs. So I'm going to stick that onto here. And if you wanted some nice walk trekking poles, these will be absolutely ideal. So this gives you an idea of a nice spike there. So you've got a really nice walking stick there with your bit on the top there. Really impressed with that. So there you go. So it's just something to bear in mind. So something to think of if you wanted to use them as trekking poles as well as a tripod. Now, I have in the past gone up hills in the past, and I've gone so far up, and when I've come down, I found it really hard to find my way down there, and literally I have had to put my tripod down there, or my trekking poles down there, and then push onto a bit of grass and then make it nice and stable. Obviously with these shoes on here, it will stop you sinking into the grass for stability and all that. But it gives you the idea. So here I've got an actual pair of trekking poles. So isn't that familiar? You can see the 2 snowshoes, you can see the spikes. Very, very similar, isn't it really? But there you go. So that was just something for you to pick up on there, so you could use that yourself as an option, or Freewell may want to do that later on as an upgrade. But there you go. So that's just one of my other thoughts, and so yeah, so we'll see you down the beach. Okay, we're now at my local beach, so what we're going to do now, we're going to get the tripod off the backpack and we'll get it set up, and then what we'll do is put the Z9 on and we'll do a couple of long exposures and see how it fares with that. So without further ado, let's get cracked on and let's get the tripod set up. And one tripod ready for the use of. So before we go any further, I'm just going to talk about the ball head, so I'm going to bring you in close for that. Okay, so what's quite nice about the ball head, it's got a little spirit level inside of it there. Inside of there, if you loosen that off there, you can see there's like a little spirit level. So what's quite neat is you can actually line this up here, get this spot on there like so, lock that off, and basically if you want to, when you put your camera on there now, you get a really nice panoramic platform to work from, which is quite neat. Quite like the idea of that. In general, the ball head, it's got two of these panoramics. It's got one for the actual plate itself, which will lock that off, and then it's slacking this one off, and then the whole ball head does the same thing. So the whole ball head will go that way. So it's a really nice, smooth, dampened ball head, basically. Quite like it. Really, really nice. I quite like this knob on the left hand side. It's not in the way of anything else, which is quite nice. So slacken it off, and then literally you can move it around nice and easy there, lock it off, get my ball head spot on. That's lovely. So when I put a camera on there, I'm ready to do panoramas straight away if I wanted to do that. Lock it off, and there you go. That's the ball head. So let's get the camera put on there now. Now this is no small camera. It's quite a big old camera, I've got to say, but it's a good test for this tripod, I've got to say. But there you go, look at that, that's lovely. And then I'm going to put the filters on there as well. Freewell M2 filters as well, that's pretty cool. I'm going to just clip that onto the heavy jack, which is here. Going to take off my lens cap. And I've still got the polarizer on there at the moment. So what I'm going to do, because of the look of the water there, I probably need to put on a 10-stop filter. So it's going to dig into the bag here and find a 10-stop ND filter. And let's have a look at that there. 3, 6 and a 10-stop ND filter. That's cool. Let's stick that onto there now. And that's just going to pop on the front. And then what we're going to do is just going to turn the camera around and set up for the first composition. So I'm ready to take my picture now. Now the other day when I was here, the actual snow was on the ground here and there was ice on the ground, and I found that the feet were slipping all over the place. So I think I might do the same again today. I might just take the feet off quickly and reveal the spikes and give me a more stable platform. So I'll just take that one off. It don't take too long to do it really. 2 and 3. Oh. And then that will be it, and that should give me a more stable platform. Put them in my pocket. Let's line it up there. And yeah, straight away I can feel it. The platform is much more stable now, much better. Right, the other thing as well, if I wanted to lift the tripod a little bit higher, this is its maximum height at this stage, but if I do the center column, I can actually bring it up there a little bit higher. So I could actually bring it up here, but it's a little bit wobbly and the wind might blow it a little bit, so probably a bit too much for this camera, but for a lighter camera, I don't think it'd be a problem at all. So basically, I mean, even halfway down, it's still a bit stable. So yeah, I'll leave it down here and then we're solid as a rock down. So yeah, so let's just take the first picture. Okay, so that's come out really well. Very happy with that one. A nice 30-second exposure there. So what we're going to do now, we're going to put the 3-stop on there now, just to take it up a bit further. So we're going to go from a 10-stop to a 13-stop exposure, 13-stop filter, and then that'll take me from a 30-second exposure to 240. So I'll just change this to 240. That's it there, and take the picture there. So that's on its way now. So that's going to be 4 minutes f11 on low ISO, and I'll put the picture up now and let you have a look at it when it comes out. guys, I think that's us done now. The weather's just coming in there now, so I think we're going to wrap it. I've managed to get a couple of exposures on this. Managed to get it in action, try it with a 30-second exposure and then a 4-minute exposure, and it's been absolutely fine there. Pin sharp pictures, so very, very happy with that. This tripod at the moment is actually on sale through Wex at the moment for £214, which is a really good deal. I think they're normally 268 quid. But yeah, you're certainly going to get your bang for your buck with this one. It's a nice carbon fibre tripod, nice and feel. I love the actual the grips and all that, really, really good. I like the fact that it's got spikes, which is really, really nice. Always good when you're on a solid surface and you don't want your legs to slip or anything like that, so really, really good for that. So yes, very, very good. And then obviously the 5-in-1 bit is really, really good, so you can obviously use the legs as some poles, some trekking poles, which is quite nice. I like the fact that you've got little legs to turn it into a desktop tripod. And obviously I'll be using that for my macro photography when I go into the woodland and do my mushroom photography. Absolutely perfect for doing things like that there. But I'll be using the main tripod as my video tripod, and obviously as my backup tripod. And if I need to go traveling abroad and like that, I'll be taking this tripod as my travel tripod as well. So yeah, it's pretty good. Really, really happy with that there. So yeah, I think that's us, guys. If you like what we say, please feel free to like and subscribe the channel, and then we'll catch you on the next review.